all want in life, right? But what about joy or satisfaction? Happiness is nothing but a momentary emotion, whereas joy is something that we're experienced and ultimately can lead to the satisfaction of our character. Satisfaction isn't something that is just achieved, though. It's something that you have to experience in the moment when living everyday life. And one way that we can do that is by helping others and by making small sacrifices to make others' lives better. So around Christmas time, one of the great ways that we can do this is by sacrificing a little bit of our time and money to help those children who are children of incarcerated parents and help make their Christmas a little better than it would be without them. So for as long as I can remember, my Christmases have been about helping these children receive gifts on behalf of their incarcerated parents. And it's something that you can do locally as well as nationally. And this is through the Salvation Army's Angel Tree Prison Fellowship Ministry. Many children in in Lubbock are part of this association where their children of parents, one or more of their parents, are incarcerated. And so because of that, the holidays are just not the same without them. All we have to do is purchase a present on behalf of the incarcerated parent, and making a sacrifice makes a difference, no matter how insignificant it may be. And ultimately, it can bring this child joy and lead to our satisfaction. So obviously, this is a problem. We all know that there are prisons for a reason. It's because there are multiple people who are incarcerated. This isn't speaking of generalization, but rather my own experience. It's that many of these families who have a parent who is incarcerated don't live quite as lavishly as we do. And so because of that, Christmas isn't the same. They may not get presents for fun. They may not be able to see all of their family members. And we can do something about that. Not saying by any means at all that Christmas wouldn't be Christmas without presents, but that it's not the same when you don't get to spend your time with the people that you love and the people that love you most, which in most of our cases is our parents. This is also a very local problem. So in 2008, there was a study done where there were 2.7 million children whose parents were incarcerated in America. And from that same study in 2008, there's a list of the top 10 cities of those who are currently incarcerated have children. There were 907 incarcerated parents, most of which have more than one child. This leaves thousands of children in Lubbock every Christmas without having their parents there for Christmas, not getting them presents, not being able to spend time with them. But what can we do about it? We can't get their parents out of prison, we can't become their parents, but we can work with Angel Tree on behalf of their parents. Dr. Boucher from the DePelchin Children's Center in Houston, Texas, describes Angel Tree's ministry as a parent-initiated Christmas program that helps restore and strengthen the bond between the incarcerated parent and their child, letting the child know that they are loved and remembered by the parent. On each of the angels, there's a line that we get to write a small message from their parent who's in prison. And usually it's just something like, "Daddy loves you," or "Merry Christmas." But that small note is still communication from their parents that reminds them that they are still loved, valued, and cherished. And Angel Tree volunteers do all the heavy lifting. All we have to do is buy the present. The incarcerated parent, as well as the current caregiver, come to a mutual conclusion that it is acceptable for a child to receive a gift from a stranger on behalf of the incarcerated parent. And after that, the angels are dispersed locally. If the child lives in Lubbock near Texas Tech, then it would go to one near Texas Tech. There's also a huge tree every year at South Plains Mall. And because of that, each child can receive two gifts, a need and a want. Something like clothes and something like a toy or a fun gift. And that's requests based on the caregiver or the child himself. All we have to do is buy it. The requests are very specific, so that way, because you're buying a child a present, but you've never met them, and the odds of you meeting them are actually quite slim. You only are required to spend $20 to $30. We don't want to give them something super cheap, like you don't care about it, but you also want to help them. And it needs to be affordable for everyday people like college students to be able to help participate in this as well. All you have to do is pick an angel, buy the gift, and return it to a specified location. Typically this is a church, but you don't have to be a part of a church to do it. You could simply go to the mall. Around Christmas time, most of us are there already, buying gifts for our family or our friends, and all we have to do is stop by the tree, pick out an angel, and buy a gift. It only takes 30 minutes, and it's just a very small amount of money. honestly, it's a very simple process. We're all going to be there anyway. It's a short amount of time, and we can make a difference for these children. It can change the tone of their Christmas. And not only that, the Angel Tree and the Salvation Army goes year-round and does ministry with these children throughout the year, not just during Christmas time. And so because of that, it can remind them that they are loved and that they are cared for, even though it is indirectly through someone they've never met. The simplest things can make the most significant difference. And through personal experience, I know that working with others and working for others can bring a great amount of joy to not only the kids themselves, but also to us. And the health guide, along with Harvard Health, concluded that helping others can reduce stress, combat depression, keep you mentally stimulated, and provide a sense of purpose. This is all by helping others. So not only do we get the benefit of helping the others, these children whose parents aren't able to participate in their child's Christmas, but also it's help for us. We're all college students. We all get stressed from schoolwork, and many children and young adults have struggled with depression. And on top of all of this, we can break the cycle of incarceration. Children who see their parents children whose parents are incarcerated when they're young children are much more likely to be incarcerated when they're adults. And Prison Fellowship is helping to break this cycle of incarceration. It's teaching them to be their own person and to change the legacy of their families. They can take the responsibility for their actions, and a small sacrifice can equal a world of difference to an individual. So not only should we know how we can help and what we should do, but why we do it. So Angel Tree Prison Fellowship on their website says, together with Angel Tree, you can help these children feel loved and valued, unlocking their potential to a brighter future. And William Brown, a former sergeant in the Marines who now currently works for the Salvation Army as well as Toys for Tots and volunteers through Angel Tree, was interviewed in 2013 after volunteering through Angel Tree at the South Plains Mall. He said, it's all about the kids. Every kid deserves a good Christmas. And when their parents aren't around to be there for them, it's our job to step in and to make it the best that it can be. And the Salvation Army, the founders of Angel Tree Prison Fellowship, says that when you pick up an Angel Tree tag, you and the Salvation Army brighten Christmas for a child in need. So this is a national issue. It's all across America, and even in other places of the world as well. But it's something that we as local college students can participate in and help resolve this issue. Making a child smile leads to joy, and joy is contagious, and it inspires others to do the same, to do things for others. And though Christmas is 8 months away, I encourage you all to remember this next time in Christmas, that instead of selfishly looking for happiness and things to buy over Christmas, that we would remember that not everyone has it quite as great as we do. Not everyone gets to go to college and participate in whatever classes they choose, but there are children who don't get to see their parents around Christmas. And because of that, we are able to help them, and we can experience joy and satisfaction. Making a small sacrifice can lead to making a difference.